Are we good? Oh,
We are live and good to go, Chair Simple.
great. Thank you very much. All right. I'll open this meeting of the Committee of Adjustment for the Township of Cavan Monaghan this Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. First, I'm going to read the land acknowledgement, and then we can proceed. We respectfully acknowledge that the Township of Cavan Monaghan is located on the Treaty 20 Michi-Saagiig territory in the traditional territory of the Michi-Saagiig Anishinaabe. We offer our gratitude to First Nations for their care for and teachings about these lands. May we honor these teachings. Thank you. And I would ask for disclosure of any pecuniary interest by any of the members of the committee. All right. There being none, I will proceed to the minutes of the last meeting, which was August 14th, 2025. Do any of the members have any questions or comments regarding those minutes?
No.
All right, hearing none, I would ask for a motion to approve those minutes.
Can approve them.
I can second that motion.
Very good, thank you. I'll turn it over to Mark to.
Sorry, to you, Chair Simple. We do need to do a recorded vote just to adopt the minutes.
Yep. So go ahead.
Sorry. Chair Simple.
Yes, I approve.
Aaron Glover.
Yes, I approve.
And Dave Grant.
Approved.
All right, that is carried.
Thank you very much. Now we'll move on to the main business of the meeting this morning, which is the first of two applications for minor variance. This one regarding 2025-52, application MV0625 regarding 11 Union Street. I'll turn this over to Matt to discuss this application.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairman Simple and members of the committee. Through you, Mr. Chairman, our first application today is regarding minor variance application MV06-25. The minor variance is requesting a reduction of the width of the required planting strip between the driveways and the shared lot line of a semi-detached dwelling at 11 Union Street in Millbrook. The minor variance is a condition of severance application B0625, which divides the current single residence to create the two semi-detached dwellings. Before you today is Planning Report 2025-52. The report makes two recommendations. One, that the Committee of Adjustment review and consider all verbal and written comments received regarding this application. And two, that the committee approve application MV06-25 with a condition that the municipal water and sanitary service connections are completed to the satisfaction of the Township Public Works Department. Section 12.27 of bylaw number 2018-58 as amended requires a minimum 1 meter or 3.28 foot planting strip between the parking area and adjacent lot line. A vegetative buffer is required to be maintained between properties. The purpose and effect of the minor variance is to reduce the required width of this planting strip between the parking areas and the adjacent lot line. All other requirements of the UR2 zone will apply. Notice of the minor variance application was circulated to first-class prepaid mail to all assessed persons within 60 meters or 200 feet of the subject property, and to all required ministries, agencies, and department directors. A sign was also posted at the front of the driveway. As of the date of drafting this report, and today, no public comments have been received. Notice that the application was circulated to township directors. No comments have been, or all comments have been received from them, and they have no objection to the application. The Township Public Works Department had no objection to the application. However, they have requested that if the application is approved, that the condition be included to ensure the municipal water and sanitary service connections are completed to the satisfaction of the Township Public Works Department. Just as an aside to explain that a bit further, so this minor variance is a condition of their severance approval, and this condition that Township Public Works is requesting, we can't complete the minor variance to satisfy the condition of the severance until that is done. So in essence, this would hold up the severance. The lot is still being built. They still have single-family dwelling on the site. It would just eliminate the duplex that they are trying to construct towards, just for full understanding of that. The Township Building Department had no objection to the variance, but point out the dwelling is still under construction, and they also note that the connection to the municipal water and wastewater is required before final occupancy is granted. Since the drafting of the report, the Autonomy Region Conservation Authority have confirmed that the proposed development is not within a hazardous area and will not create a new or aggravate any existing hazards. A development permit is not required from their agency. There are 4 tests to all minor variances. Number 1, does the minor variance maintain the general intent and the purpose of the official plan? The subject property is designated residential, as shown on Schedule A1 to the official plan of the Township of Cavan Monaghan. Residential uses are permitted in the residential designation. Therefore, the application conforms to the official plan. 2, does the minor variance maintain the general intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw? The subject property is zoned Urban Residential 2, or UR2, as shown on the comprehensive zoning bylaw. A semi-detached dwelling is permitted in the UR2 zone. However, as I mentioned, there is a section 12.27 of the bylaw that requires a minimum width of a vegetated strip be maintained between 2 residential properties. The applicants because it's a semi, the driveways are shared, and they have requested a reduction in that width rather than going with all 0. They have decided, can we please have 1 foot on either side and have maintained some vegetation. The driveway and parking aisle shall have a minimum obstructed width of 6 meters where 2-way traffic is permitted and 3-way where only 1 is. However, in a residential or semi-detached house, a driveway can be 2.5 meters. The submitted site plan indicates that both driveways will be above that at 2.85 meters wide. Therefore, the variance doesn't maintain the general intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw. 3, is the proposed use desirable for the appropriate development or for the appropriate development for the land? The property is zoned and designated to permit the proposed residential use, and the reduction in the planting strip will not impact any other neighboring properties. Therefore, the property is appropriate development for the property. Is the variance minor? The semi-detached dwelling is permitted on the property. As proposed, the variance will permit the use of the lot to continue with just a narrower planting strip between the parking areas and the lot line separating the semi-detached dwelling. The development is new and the variance will not affect any other existing development in the area. Therefore, the variance is considered minor. After hearing public comments and considering all written submissions, the committee has the following options. 1, approve the minor variance with no conditions. 2, approve the minor variance with conditions. 3, defer the minor variance for further consideration at a later date. Or 4, reject the minor variance. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any comments from members of the committee or questions regarding this application?
I was just wondering, is the new driveway going to be on Center Street or Union Street?
Through you, Chair, to committee member, it is off Union Street. The section of Center Street to the north is a municipal right-of-way and an unopened road allowance.
Oh, okay. So right now there's no driveway on Union to the house?
Through you, Chair. Yes, I believe there is a driveway. I can't recall. I have been to the site and I was looking at the house.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments from members?
Chairman Semple, I just had a question. So I assume like it's obviously a new build. I assume building permits were taken out and a site plan was submitted with the original building permit applications?
Through you, Chair, yes. Building permits were submitted and approved. So the nuance there, the discussion with the applicant, so as a single family dwelling or a single detached dwelling, permits could be issued. There was no controversy there. The issue arose So the applicant started building the house, then they went for their severance. And the condition of the severance was that they needed to get this variance to make sure that the separation between the two driveways were in place. So it was sort of there was a bit of a chicken and egg. We fully communicated that with the applicant. This was the path that everyone sort of agreed to. So we're now following up on all the steps as we go along. I hope that answers your question.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from members of the committee?
No.
Hearing none. I understand there's someone from the public who wants to speak to this application as well. Is that correct?
Yes, that is. Chair Semple, I'm gonna promote them and just give them the opportunity to speak.
All right.
Just take a moment. They should be promoted now. I believe their name is Courtney. I'm not sure I have a
Yes.
last name. Can you give me your full name, please, just so I can have it for the minutes?
Yep, it's Courtney Holmes.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Jordan's sick, or else he would have been here this morning, so I apologize for that as well. But anyways, like Matt was saying, we're building a semi. And we built semis in the past where we've had the conjoined driveways, and we just found that it wasn't desirable by the buyers. They wanted a little bit of separation so there's no crossover on each person's driveway. Hence why we opted to keep some separation between the two driveways. We felt this was important for a property line and a division. So yeah, so there is an existing driveway right now off of Union Street, but it is all one essential driveway. That's just all gravel right now. So once the houses are completed, then the driveway will be finished with two individual driveways would be the intention.
All right. Thanks. Do you have any questions or other comments, Ms. Holmes?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Do any members of the committee have any questions or comments for Ms. Holmes?
None for me.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Holmes, for your participation in the meeting and your interest in this.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. All right, now we'll move on to consideration of the application. And as indicated by the planning department, it's recommended that we approve it with some of the conditions that are indicated there. And I'd ask for a motion in that regard.
I will motion to approve the minor variance with the condition outlined in the report.
Seconder?
I can do that.
All right. And I'll pass it over to Mark for the recorded vote.
Dave Grant,
Agreed.
Chair Semple,
Agreed.
and Aaron Glover.
Agreed.
That is carried.
Thank you very much. All right, now moving on to the next order of business, which is the second application regarding 1370 Moore Drive, application MV-0725. I'll pass this over to Matt to discuss this application.
Thank you, Chairman Zumpin. Mark, could you move to the site plan, please?
No problem.
Just for reference, this is rotated to landscape to fit everything on, so north would be on the left-hand side of the page.
Yep.
So through you, Chairman Simple, to members of the committee, our second application is for minor variance MV-07-25. This minor variance is requesting to recognize the location of an existing industrial building by reducing the interior side yard setback from 12 meters or 40 feet to 4.2 meters or 13.7 feet at the property of 1370 Moore Drive. The minor variance is the first step in bringing this property into compliance. The owner and their agent have also filed concurrent applications to lift the holding on the portion of the property and for site plan control. But before you were discussing planning report number 2025-53, this report makes two recommendations. One, that the Committee of Adjustment review and consider all verbal and written comments received during this application. And two, that the committee approve application MV07-25 with the condition that a second building, being an existing temporary contractor's office, be removed from the property. The lands subject to the application are zoned Rural Employment Exception 1 Holding 7. So that's an M2-1-7H7. The M2-1H7 zone does permit a transport terminal after the holding provision is lifted. The site has been used as a transport terminal for at least 5 years. There's currently a number of transport trailers, an industrial building, a temporary contractor's office located on site. In the spring of 2023, the Township Building Department issued a work order to comply with the Township zoning bylaw after it was discovered that a parking lot and the structure were erected on the property. A pre-consultation meeting was held with the owner and Township staff on June 29th, 2023, and the owner and agent have since been working to supply the supporting studies to bring the property back into compliance. Specifically, Section 6.4.3 of the Township's bylaw lists the exception of the M2 zone, which is, so we have our M2 and we have our M2-1. That exception was put in place in the 90s to reflect the older industrial zoning setbacks. That's where the 12-meter setback comes from. It's a holdover from that. So during that time, it was put into, and then further in 2005, that was done again. And when the property was redesignated as natural core. And so it is a bit of a holdover from bygone bylaw. The holding on the property, the H7, can only be removed with the completion of an assessment in the form accessible to council to demonstrate the council's satisfaction that the proposed development will not impact the natural heritage feature on the land or within 120 meters of the land. The required assessment may consist of comments from the Conservation Authority or may require a report by a qualified professional, and council may require the execution of a site plan agreement. So a natural heritage assessment was supplied with the application to lift a portion of the holding. So just for reference, what you see as a dashed line, that's been identified as a wetland in the EIS, and then the industrial area would be the area they're proposing to lift the hold on. We haven't gone through that process because we just want to get the building dealt with first, then we'll go back to the zoning, and then we'll deal with the site plan. So the submitted documents like the EIS and the stormwater management brief that were supplied with the concurrent applications are not part of the minor variance review. Notice of the minor variance application was circulated by first-class prepaid mail to all assessed persons within 60 meters or 200 feet of the subject property, and to all required ministries, agencies, and township directors. A sign was also posted on the front driveway of the property. As the date of this drafting, no public comments have been received. Notice of the application was circulated to all township department directors. The township fire, building, and township public works have no objection. Since the drafting of the report, Autonomy Conservation confirms that it will not propose a hazard, is not in a hazardous area, and will not create or aggravate existing hazards. The industrial building will not require a permit from the Conservation Authority. The 4 tests of the minor variance. The Planning Act provides tests that must be satisfied to support the minor variance. These tests are as follows. Does the minor variance maintain the general intent and purpose of the official plan? The subject property is designated natural core, as shown on Schedule 1 to the official plan of the Township of Cavan Monaghan. The natural core designation is intended for the protection of key natural heritage features. The Planning Act states that uses permitted through zoning supersede the permitted uses of the official plan designation. The industrial building is more than 30 meters as identified from the identified wetland, and therefore the key natural features are in fact being protected, and the application can be considered conforming to the official plan designation. 2, does the minor variance maintain the general intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw? Yes. The subject property is zoned to permit a transport terminal. The M2-1-H7 zone on the property requires a minimum of 12 meters or 40 feet setback from the interior lot lines. The setback is left over from a time when the industrial setbacks were larger, and the current zoning bylaw only requires a 3-meter setback in similar industrial properties. Therefore, the proposed reduction to the minimum interior side yard setback maintains the general intent and purpose of today's zoning bylaw. 3, is the proposed use desirable for an appropriate development for the use of the land? The industrial building subject to the application is part of the ongoing transport terminal use. The transport terminal use is permitted on the zone. The submitted site plan illustrates that because of the location of the entrance, the vehicle routes and ways to best avoid the natural features on the site, the location of the industrial building is in what can be considered an appropriate location. Therefore, the proposed use of the appropriate development is appropriate development for the property. 4, is the variance minor? As I mentioned before, that the reduction is still greater than what is considered in the M2 zone today, and that's why we're considering the application minor. After hearing the public comments and considering all written submissions, the committee has the following options. 1, approve the minor variance with no conditions. 2, approve the minor variance with conditions. 3, defer the minor variance for further consideration at a later date. Or 4, reject the minor variance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Matt. Are there any questions or comments regarding this application from members of the committee?
I had a question. Why is the temporary contractor's office have to be removed as part of what we're looking at?
Through you, Chairman, it is located closer to the lot line and not in conformity. It does not have permits. The applicant has told us they're going to get rid of it, and it doesn't conform with the bylaw. So
Okay.
it's a way to ensure that the site will continue to get into compliance.
And where is it on? Is it on this diagram that we've got before us?
No, it would be south of the parking area in the wooded section there, right about in there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, we found that by going on site to do our on-site inspection and said, hey, that shouldn't be there either.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, so they just put that there without checking with council at all.
Yes, Chairman, the whole site was developed without consultation.
Okay, thank you. Were there any charges or fines regarding any of the non-compliance or violations?
Through you, Chairman, there's a stop work order to remove or get into compliance. And so we have been working to, the bylaw officers have been working, and we've been working with them to sort of get them into compliance. So at the end of the day, there will be whatever enforcement bylaw decides to put in place.
All right, thank you. Any other questions or comments from members of the committee?
Yeah, through you, Chair Semple. I was just curious if there was any issues raised with any of the neighboring property owners at all?
Through you, Chair, is your question, did anyone comment on this application?
Correct, yes.
No comments were received.
All right, any other questions or comments from the committee?
Not for me.
All right, thank you. Again, I understand there's a member from the public that wishes to speak on this application. So I'll pass it over to you, Mark, to get them in.
It's Lisa Kletz. I am hoping I'm pronouncing that right. I believe they are the agent for the applicant, and they should be promoted. So you can speak now if you wish.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
good
we can.
morning, Lisa.
Perfect. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lisa Kletz. I'm a planner with DG Biddle and Associates. Today here to speak on behalf of the owner for their minor variance application. Thank you, Matt, for a very detailed description. Just wanted to go over some main points as well. So the minor variance is for the existing building. There's no proposed changes on site. And the reduction is going to be from the 12 meter to 4.2. I know I had some conversations that a lot of the structures and development general was put ahead of the approvals. And we do understand that. And I think we've been doing a lot of meaningful steps to bring the property into compliance. And as Matt mentioned, we already submitted applications for the site plan approval as well as the lifting of the holding on the property. So the site is an industrial use. The properties around this property are also for industrial uses, and they would generally have setbacks of 3 meters. Which in our case is 4.2, which is greater than that. We also, as part of our site plan, we're proposing a landscape strip between the building and that property line, which kind of further allows for greater separation with the neighboring properties. We reviewed the 4 tests, and we think that the minor variance meets those tests. We also reviewed the report that was provided by the planning department, and we agree with the conditions that are suggested as part of the approval.
All right, thank you very much, Lisa. Are there any questions from the committee for Ms. Kletz?
No, thanks for the clarification.
Through you, Chair Semple, I just had sort of a general question. Do we know offhand what the acreage of the site is? It looks like it's a pretty large parcel.
Through the chair, the site is 17,800 square meters, which would be, let me see. Which is around 4.4 acres.
Right,
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from the committee?
None for me.
No, thanks.
I thank you very much, Ms. Kletz, for your participation and for clarifying and answering questions of the committee. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I would move on to the consideration of this application. And I believe it was recommended that it be approved with some conditions, including the removal of the construction building or contractor building. I would ask for a motion regarding this application.
I can move the application be approved with the conditions stated.
Seconder,
I can second that motion.
thank you. So I'll pass it over now to Mark for the recorded vote on this application.
Chair Semple,
I approve with the conditions.
Aaron Glover,
I approve.
and Dave Grant.
Approved.
That is carried.
Thank you very much. I think that now concludes our business today regarding these 2 applications. And I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
I can motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Second,
I can.
All right, and I'll pass it back to Mark for a recorded vote on the adjournment motion.
Dave Grant,
Agreed.
Chair Semple,
I agree.
and Aaron Glover.
I agree.
That is carried.
Very good. That concludes our meeting this morning, and probably the last meeting for the year, I would imagine. And I would wish everyone enjoyable holidays, and we'll see you sometime next year.
All right. Thank you very
You too.
much.
Happy New Year to everyone.
We'll take
Take
care,
care.
gentlemen.
Yep, thank you.